A few months ago, I had mom sit across from me and say, Giovanna, I feel like I'm walking around eggshells in my own home. Now, let me tell you, her 8-year-old daughter was melting down over homework, refusing to do hard things, and avoiding new social situations. Now, mom had tried all the usual things, pressuring her, bribing her, even rescuing her. But nothing mom tried was working, and mom was exhausted. If that sounds familiar, stay with me because in a few minutes, I'm going to share with you the exact moment that she realized that all the efforts that she was putting into reducing her daughter's anxiety was quietly making it worse. And I'll tell you what she did instead. But before I move on, I want to share with you what their day to day life looked like. Now, math homework took over 2 hours and it ended up in tears. Oftentimes, mom described this as a war zone between her and her daughter. Birthday invitations would trigger stomach ache, would trigger sleepless nights the week of, and don't even let me get started on soccer practice. Soccer practice was a nightmare for her daughter. She cried before going to practice and oftentimes missed half of the practice because she just was hiding in her car. Every hard thing felt like a real threat to her daughter. And here's what she whispered under her breath during one of our sessions. She sighed and said, Giovanna, I'm starting to resent this. Not her daughter, but she started to resent the cycle that she had gotten herself into, the constant managing, arguing, and rescuing. Mom felt tired and a little hopeless, if we're honest. She said, I'm either bracing for a meltdown or doing everything in my power to avoid one. And if we're honest, that might feel familiar to us. I know it felt familiar to me. But here's what parents often miss, and this is very important. Everything that mom was doing to alleviate the anxiety was quietly reinforcing the anxiety avoidance cycle that was spoken about in the previous videos. Every time her daughter panicked, mom reassured her by saying, don't worry, sweetie, I know you could do this. It's not going to be hard. You'll be fine. When homework exploded, mom would often, really soften or reduce the expectations. And when something felt too overwhelming for her daughter, mom removed it altogether and didn't even break it down into little pieces for her. And oftentimes when mom was tired, depleted, and had so much on her plate, she snapped. But then mom felt guilty and felt ashamed of how she responded and then overcorrected. And let me tell you, that constant back and forth between protecting and pushing is very exhausting. But here's the question I asked that changed everything. I said, hey, Sue, what if the goal wasn't to reduce anxiety, but to increase her capacity to do hard things? And that distinction matters more than most parents realize. And this question brought so much clarity to mom. Now, let's be honest. There was no magical breakthrough, no one sentence that changed everything. Now, the shift happened in small, steady changes. Instead of eliminating discomfort, mom began to feel okay allowing it in manageable doses. Instead of solving every problem her daughter faced, mom became more comfortable in just being present while her daughter struggled. And every time her daughter said, I can't, mom stopped seeing that as a fact and just saw it as a signal as to what her daughter's nervous system was going through. And the key here is that mom became calmer, more predictable, and less reactive. Now, this was wonderful because anxious kiddos actually borrow a steady parent's regulation system in order to find their own calm. So when mom changed her own energy, her daughter's nervous system began to respond differently. And within weeks, something subtle began to happen. Now, before I tell you what changed, I want you to notice something here. Her daughter didn't all of a sudden become fearless. That's never the goal. Resilience is not the absence of anxiety. In fact, resilience is having the ability to move forward in spite of being anxious. Now, here's what actually shifted. Homework still happened, but it stopped turning into 2 hours of battle. Her daughter still felt nervous before new activities, but she stopped quitting immediately. Instead of saying, I can't, she began saying things like, this is hard. And that language shift was so meaningful. Now, meltdowns still happened. However, they became shorter and the recovery time came faster. And here's the most important part. Her daughter began to experience something she hadn't experienced in a long time. And that is mastery and small wins. Moments of, I did it. And those moments served to reinforce resilience. Now, let me share with you a moment that really put all of the change in perspective for this family. The daughter had a school presentation. Now, in the past, this would have triggered a lot of crying, a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of tummy aches. However, the day of the presentation, her daughter woke up and said, "Mom, my stomach feels weird." And instead of spiraling, Mom calmly said, sounds like you're nervous, but I know you've practiced and I know you know your presentation. I bet you could still do this even though you're feeling nervous." And her daughter paused and said, "Yeah, I'm still going to try it." And her daughter went to school and did the presentation. Did she sound a little shaky? Were her hands sweaty? Yes, they were. Did she survive the presentation? Of course she did. But here's the magical moment. When Mom picked her up from school, she said, "Mom, guess what? I'm glad I didn't quit. It felt nice to be the second one to present." And that right there, my friends, it brought so much peace to and joy to Mom's heart. If you're parenting an anxious child, you know the magnitude of this sentence. Now, here's what I want you to realize. Anxiety did not disappear. That was never our goal. But avoidance did stop running the house. Her daughter's identity shifted from, "I can't do this," to, "This feels tricky and I can still try." Now, that right there is resilience in the making. It is not personality based, it's built, and that means that it is teachable. So, if you're feeling stuck, I hope that this story brings you hope. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step framework that I've used to help many parents get unstuck and that make this shift possible. So you can see exactly what builds resilience and what accidentally reinforces avoidance. Because sure, stories do inspire. However, clarity is what brings us change. And that's what we're looking for here. So if this felt like your family, I suggest you watch the next video. You don't have to keep choosing between yelling and rescuing. There's a third option, and I'm going to share it with you. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.